we're ready to go. So I'm going to step back and let you watch this hawk training in action. Ladies and gentlemen, Shasta. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for Shasta. So we did mention that this is training. All of the training that we do here is positive reinforcement training. We ask the animals to participate in our training games, but sometimes it doesn't always go quite as we planned, but that is okay. We don't have any ways of telling the animals no. We'll just go and move on to something else. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have another red-tailed hawk for you to meet. This hawk is named Echo, and in just a little while, we are going to bring Echo out onto the walkway for all of you to meet. I believe that she is also going to be flying across the walkway, or perhaps she is going to just come out and become accustomed to meeting all of you. Having these animals come out into the amphitheater is an important part of their training as well. So as I mentioned before, you can help us out by remaining seated and by making sure those flashes are turned off. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to turn things over to Echo. So some of you might be wondering why we have red-tailed hawks living here at the aquarium. We have quite a few red-tailed hawks. We have Shasta and of course Echo, who you're meeting right now. These animals were injured in the wild. Some of them have injuries to their eyes. Echo has an injury to his wing, and that is why they now live here at Shed Aquarium. Eyesight is very important to a red-tailed hawk. They have binocular vision, and they swoop up high in the air and streak down toward their prey at speeds of up to 120 miles an hour. These animals can see in infrared as well. So as Echo's trainer is interacting with Echo, just having him out here in front of all of you, so many different faces that he can all see very, very well, is just an important part of having him become comfortable in this space. So as you are watching the two of them interact, you can notice that he is blowing the whistle and feeding him something, which we'll talk about in just a few moments. I also want to point out that red-tailed hawks have something in common with penguins. They both have a special clear eyelid that goes right over their eye, a third eyelid that helps regulate their vision and protect their eyes. This vision is important for both of these animals. It looks as though Echo is heading out, so let's give Echo a big round of applause. He did a great job today. So I ask all of you to look out for similarities between the ways you worked with the beluga whales and the ways that we worked with the hawks. So you may have noticed that the trainers used the whistle, just like we did with the beluga whales. But also, when we got the behavior that we asked for, what those birds get is a nice juicy hunk of mouse. Now, mouse might not be what you or I ever want to find on our dinner plate, but for a red-tailed hawk, it's a delicacy and a great source of positive reinforcement. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the moment I'm sure you've all been waiting for, by a round of applause, how many of you would like to meet the Pacific white-sided dolphins? So some of the trainers that we met earlier are coming back into the habitat. They have their whistles, their shapes, and their buckets of food. But this time they'll be asking the dolphins to join us. We can watch them racing around to find their unique shapes. These animals can swim at speeds of up to 25 miles an hour, and it's that shape in their body that helps them swim so quickly. Now, in just a few moments, once all of the animals find their space, we are going to show you another great way of training these animals. Because of the relationship that we have with them, we can train them by doing something pretty similar to what all of you are doing right now. just watching the animals. Because on their own, the animals can do some pretty cool things. Over here at the island on the left, there is Cree slapping the surface of the water with her tail, a great way to corral fish. There's a vocalization from a dolphin over here on the right, and here's another slower, more leisurely tail slapping from Cottrell over here on the right. These are all pretty cool natural behaviors, and when we see or hear incredible behaviors like these, we blow the whistle. Does anyone out there remember what the whistle means? It means good job, and because of the relationship that we have with the animals, when they know that they're doing something that we like, chances are they'll do it again. And then all we have to do is create a hand signal to ask for a particular behavior at a particular time. What we're going to show you next is how the whistles and the hand signals work together. Back over here at the island on the left, Emmy is working with Cree, an adult female Pacific white-sided dolphin. In just a moment, Emmy is going to give Cree a hand signal asking her to leap backwards into the air. I want you to watch for the hand signal and listen for the whistle. Alright, it looks like Cree wants to play another game for a little while. Let's see if we can get her attention. There we go. Off goes Cree. Here's Rachel slapping the water, another variation of that targeting game. So, that's alright. You guys can clap. Cree did a great job. So, did you guys hear the whistle? That whistle came after Cree jumped one time. But what if we wanted Cree to jump more than once? How would we change the timing of the whistle? Would anyone like to see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would like to see that. So let's watch one more time and see if you can hear how the timing of the whistle changes. Oh, there's a hand signal. Off goes Cree. One jump. Two. Three. Let's give Cree a big round of applause. So Cree didn't hear the whistle after that first jump, so she knew that game wasn't over. So she kept jumping and jumping and jumping until she heard the whistle, and then she went back to see Emmy, who thanked her for playing this game. Now, we've been showing you how we train the animals. What we'd like to show you next is why this training is so important. All of the training that we do is with the ultimate goal of providing exceptional care for the animals in Call Shed Home. And one way of accomplishing this goal is by turning medical checkups into games for the animals. So let's watch the habitat and see some of these games being played. Over here at the island on the right, it looks as though Elizabeth is asking Cottrell to present her tail. This is the blood-taking position for dolphins. Now, we're not drawing any blood right now. All we're doing is holding on to the tail. We've asked one of our volunteers to use props that we would use during an actual blood draw. But by practicing this position every day, multiple times a day, it makes those times when we do have to draw blood something that the animals are used to. Let's continue watching. Over here at the island in the center, oh, it looks like they're playing that same blood drawing game that we're playing over here at the island on the right. So I'll also point out that there are many veins in the tail, and there are fewer nerve endings in that tail. So that when we do have to draw blood, the animals don't feel the needle quite as much. Back over here at the island on the right, Eric has asked a dolphin to lay out in front of him. It looks as though he's examining her eye. So it's important. Eyes are important, as well as pectoral fins, which they're examining right now. So the game comes in where the animals are allowed to lie out and relax and be the center of attention. They may get some rubs, some tickles, some scratches. These are all things that the animals enjoy. Having the animals become accustomed to playing these games is very important because not only do the trainers play these games with them, but we need them when veterinarians enter the habitat. Veterinarians will enter the habitat from time to time, and they're not here every day like the trainers are. So it helps that the animals are very accustomed to playing these games, so when the time comes that they have to play them with someone else, it's just a very comfortable, familiar part of their day. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on to another bit of training. Let's give the trainers a round of applause. They did a great job. So, folks, throughout today's show, we've shown you how we train and we've shown you why we train. What we'd like to show you next is how all of this training comes together to highlight the animal's incredible natural behaviors. For this next part, I don't have to say anything else, so I'm going to step back one more time and turn things over to the Pacific white-sided dolphins. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pacific white-sided dolphins. Thank you all for joining us here today. I hope that you enjoyed learning more about how and why we train the animals here at Shed. As you exit the amphitheater, you have two options. If you are looking for the Jelly Special Exhibit or the main aquarium level, please head up the stairs. If you are looking for Polar Play Zone or the Sea Otters, please come down toward me and off to your left. Thank you very much and have a great afternoon here at Shed.
All we needed was that. Well, they seems to be keep jumping. Defiant. 1 foot raised. The hawk is over there. 1 foot raised in defiance.